We asked Dr. Greg Wiles if the project has changed the way he teaches in the field or how students learn in the field.
Yeah, so every time we go out in the field now we bring the cameras. We have work out a system where we have a Dropbox on the internet and people take all the photographs they take, drop them in the box, and then students will pick out the ones that they find illustrative of the lab that they're writing up. So the lab might be on simply describing the piles of mud that we see out in the field or describing the erosion that's happening, and so then they can illustrate their labs, and then they go back in the database and pull out those pictures and then illustrate what happened in the past, if we're thinking about how these things are changing over the last couple decades or so.
Before they didn't have that sort of historical...
Yeah, right. Not to the degree we do now, not where it's organized. Before it was on various hard drives across our labs and across this office, where now at least we have a repository.
In addition to students taking the pictures for the database, Andrew Collins, a senior in the geology department, has been uploading recent and historic photos and data.
Basically, all this information goes in according to a standards manual that I wrote up at the beginning of the summer.
Andrew also presented his work at the Geological Society of America's annual meeting.
When I presented my work at the GSA meeting, I got a lot of really interesting feedback. I have to admit, I did not quite realize that it was such a hot area. When I first heard about the project, I was sort of thinking to myself, well, that's pretty interesting, but when I was at GSA, I had a whole bunch of people stop by my poster, and they had numerous suggestions, questions, tips, and it was just really good to get that kind of feedback.
So I think what's different about this collection is it's not just librarians kind of digitizing whatever they can get their hands on. It's working very closely with faculty and getting this really dynamic collection together that grows every semester, and it's actively used in the curriculum, so students are contributing to the collection every semester.
Well, we're also thinking now more broadly about the projects since we have the Fern Valley field station. Now we have cameras in trees that are photo documenting the landslides that are happening this time of year, especially when it's really wet. These big blocks of the slopes are falling into the stream beds. So these cameras take a picture every day, and students decide where to put them. So we have kind of the continuous monitoring aspect of it too.